You see, if you look at how Dr. Dakwa
right.
explained it, okay, it's life. The cross, the basic meaning of the cross is life, and not just ordinary life. When you bring it into the African rendering, it's perpetual life.
Okay.
Because you have to understand that Africans, we are very spiritual, and we believe in a trinity. The living,
right,
the dead,
okay,
and the yet to be born.
Okay.
Okay. So when we say the Ankh means Nkwa, which is life, it means life is a continuous cycle.
Process.
Okay, it's a yes, of course, you physically die.
Yes.
But we believe that life continues.
We have the afterlife.
Yeah, you know. So that, and in fact, that is part of, at least I know the account people, when they're doing libation, you see whoever holds the drink, the bottle, they pour 3 times.
Okay.
To the ground before they start the process.
Right.
Okay. The living, the dead,
right,
yet to be born.
Okay.
So when he depicts this as Nkwa, Ankh, it does not mean just ordinary life, perpetual life, unending life. And you know, we believe the God that Africans believe was a very unique God, and a God that you don't play with. You know, if you take to the African mind, everything created by God is a living thing. Period.
Sure.
Scientifically, Europeans will classify non-living things and living things. You know, we studied in school, what is it, nature studies or something like that? They may say a stone does not breathe, therefore it's not a living thing.
Right.
No. Africans, we believe that it was created by God.
Yes.
So it's a living thing.
It's a living thing.
The fact that it does, maybe you don't see that it's breathing.
Yes.
But it has some chemical processes.
Yes.
It has life.
Right.
And that brings us to another point. Why we should write our own. When Europeans came, of course, out of their ignorance, and because of the African spiritual mind, if an African is going to chop down a tree to make furniture or use it to build a canoe or something,
or even build a house,
they will speak to the tree.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Beautiful.
And tell the tree that I have to do this because God gave me power to utilize you and all this. And of course, the ignorant white man will see a black man talking to a tree and say, this is tree worship.
Yes.
If you read Professor W.E. Abraham's book, The Mind of Africa, he explains it excellently. There is no concept of worship in the African thing. We divinize, okay, and things, elemental forces and natural things. But the misconception about Europeans, somehow they were trying to learn, they didn't learn it well. I'll say it like it is, because you see, when human beings started developing, our motor skills, our language skills was very limited.
Right.
So one way of communicating was through signs and symbols. Okay. Now, if you read about these crab people, Bongo people, Mbuti, the so-called pygmies, they were pre-totemic. They had no, because everything was very limited. They used just basic signs. That is the Paleolithic age, the rough stone age. After development, after some of them moved up and into Egypt, and the human development started, taking shape, they created these totems to symbolize.
Right.
Okay, for example, they could use a snake as a regenerative force.
Yes.
Why? Because at a particular point, the snake will slough its skin, shed its skin.
Right.
And then
renew itself.
Precisely. Renew itself.
Right.
Of course, if you are ignorant and you see a symbol like that and all this, You think they worshiping the snake. Or they could use a frog as also a regenerative life. Why? Because tadpole develops into frog.
Into frog, right.
Okay. So they had all these symbols. Our ancestors, they were not ignorant. They knew because they could interpret their signs and symbols. We are ignorant because we don't know. And we think that
we're better off dumb. Would you care to elaborate? I think you already touched on this, on the exact location of where Ba Kwanti would hail from in Ghana.
Two places, two possible places. Chebi itself,
okay,
the royalty of Chebi, or Epinamine, but both are closely related.
Okay.
In fact, I think traditionally, Epinemine's nephew and nieces are Chebi.
Okay.
Something like that, or the other way around. And I did touch base with the head of family.
Okay.
He passed, may he rest in peace, during this the research.
Right.
And he told me in their town that they have some kings, or what you call chiefs, who are called Ba Kwanti. He told me that.
Okay.
And of course, like I said, I think 1727, there was indeed a king, Ba Kwanti, in Chebi,
okay,
who lost his life during 1742. There was a war between Ayim and Asante.
Okay.
Okay, and that is when the king lost his life, 1742. And if you look critically, I had created some scenarios and analysis. He could have landed here either during that war, 1742, 1752, they fought again with Asante, and then 1760 something, I think during the time of Osei Kojo, who was Asante king, a warrior.
Okay.
Okay. So, my theory is this. Either it could be that king's direct son,
okay,
or a nephew,
okay,
or a very close relative.
right,
From maybe that Apinamine or Chebi itself. Like I said, they are all very closely related. Because the thing though is this. If you go through all the Akan subsets,
okay,
and I did a whole lot of research on that,
okay,
you could find only Ba Kwanti amongst the Achim people, the royal.
right,
The royal. And in chapter 1, I said, virtually quoted what one of the foremost Newark historian, Atkinson, he wrote his book he published his book in 1878. And I think it's a quote or something, that Kujo, he said there was something peculiar about Kujo that made his claim that he was from a royal family valid.
okay,
Okay, this was a man who wrote in 1876.
Okay.
Okay, and I believe he might have seen Kujo. Kujo died in 1823. Okay, this man wrote his book in 1878. He might have seen Kujo, very likely, because he said there was something peculiar about him that validates his claim that he was a royal.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Ayim, there are some Africans who are not comfortable speaking about African problems because Africa is engulfed in both Islam and Christianity. Anytime there's a problem that's related to religion, we don't want to talk about it. This is one of the excuses that we go through. There is a problem in Mali right now. The Islamists are taking over the northern part of Mali. They're even destroying the historical artifacts that are in Timbuktu because of the fact that they don't want people to remember that as Africans, created this. we are always seeing something like what happened to us in ancient Kemet, Egypt. Because now when we go back, we see ourselves. Imagine, these were historical documents written in Arabic, and Islamists are destroying them. My question is, what is your take on that?
Well, first, some Africans don't want to talk about African problems. Do they want to talk about American problems or European problems? If you are from Nigeria and you don't want to talk about Nigeria problem, then you have a problem, big time. Because no one is going to talk about your problem for you, because if you don't talk about it, how would you be able to find a solution? We have to talk about it, irrespective. And yes, the truth must be said. All foreign religion has done big disservice to the continent of Africa, period. Period. They don't want to, probably this is going to cost me my girlfriend, but that's okay. I shouldn't have said that. Right. But the thing is this, it's just unfortunate. With all the so-called schooling that we've had, we still can't delineate. You know, it's so sad. Everything that is associated with foreign religion is divine. If it's associated with African religion, it's devil. Why? When indeed we brought religion
to the world,
to this world, when even Christianity itself, apart from everything, emanated from the Coptic people, and Africans helped to put Christianity on a sound footing.
Dr. Darko wrote the book. So the Africans who wrote the Bible.
It's, in fact, you know what, just fast forward a little bit.
Right.
One of the things that I love about a small statement is Amos. How he was able to deduce that Amos, the book of Amos was written by, the guy's name was Amu.
Oh, yes.
Okay? And I read it, I said, hold on a minute, Amu, okay, fine. Because don't forget, you see how they coin, especially the Greeks. Yes. Okay, they can easily coin any word.
Basically, your interpretation and his interpretation is the same.
And so when he said, well, Amos, with that letter, the S added to it, to like take it completely out for you, I said, why don't we add ye into it and hyphenate the Amu and the SE? That would be Amose, which means Amuses.
Right.
That is what I was saying. But the thing is this. When it comes to religion, I mean, first Christianity and then Islam, it's almost too late, because our minds have been afflicted and indoctrinated so much that those who are supposed to know better refuse to know, and they don't even want to talk for fear of knowing the truth. They don't want to talk about it.
That's what I'm talking about, the fact that they don't want to talk about our problems.
They don't want to know about it. The last time I checked, religion of all faith is supposed to bring people together.
Yes.
You have to understand, African traditional religion is the only known religion, at least to my knowledge, that was not foisted on any group of people.
Yes.
Because of our belief, because we believe that your faith is between you and your creator.
Yes.
We don't have any structured thing like go to church this, go to this and all this, go to the mosque and all this.
And we don't know what about dying to go to hell, because we know
it is between you. And also, at least in the villages, before the advent of Christianity and Islam and all those things, people were sleeping with their doors open. Because in the African traditional belief, they know that if you dare enter and take something that is not yours, you know what will happen to you.
You're going to suffer the consequences.
So you are not going to. You are not going to do that. Now we have all these religions, and see what is in the name of Allah and in the name of Christ. Look at what is happening now.